Hi guys, cook with me today. I am going to make some okra soup, and this is okra or okra as some call it. So join me as I cook. So I will start off by washing the okra vegetable. But I hope you are well today. I hope your day is going great so far. So I wanted to try something new today. So I'm playing some jazz, lovely jazz music in the background, you know, just for that relaxing time. So yeah, how's your day going? How's it been so far? And with this okra, you want to wash it to remove any traces of sand or stones or dirt in general. So I think it's clean now. So I'm just going to, I'll chop these and then blend some of it as well. So let me know if you've ever cooked with okra or okra as some call it. Have you cooked with it before? Do you like it? I've heard some people don't like the texture. They don't like the viscous texture that it has. So let me know if you've ever cooked with it before. So I'm going to chop some of it first, and then I'm going to blend the rest or use a food processor for the rest. So first I'll remove the heads just to make sure we have it all off. So I will be making this with some fish, some smoked tofu, and some palm oil, and some locust bean as well. So this is a Nigerian style okra soup that I'll be making today. I'll also have some smoked fish, some dried fish, and an onion, sweet pepper, and some chili pepper or habanero pepper as well. And then I also have some white fish. So I usually add this to the soup as well. Oops. Okay. So I'll just chop some of this okra. You can slice it how you want. You can also use a food processor. I will use a food processor later for the rest of them, but I do like some texture to the okra soup. So oh, thank you for the like. Thank you so much for the like. And thank you for joining me on this live today. Oops, sorry. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you so much. Do you like okra as well? Have you cooked with it before? Thank you for joining me today. So I am making okra soup, and this is the star of the show, the okra. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, okra is it's a really great vegetable. I actually have learned that some people fry it. So I think mostly in the Americas, or yes, I think people in America, the southern cuisine, I think they fry okra. So they have like fried okra. I need to try that. I haven't tried it before. So yeah, how do you cook yours? Do you cook it the same way? So I'm making a soup with mine. I'm making a soup with some fish. Sometimes if I have meat, I use that as well. But today I'm using some fish, some dried fish, some fresh white fish, and some smoked tofu. So yeah, how do you cook yours? Do you fry it or do you add it to a soup? And also, how's your day going? I hope your day is going okay. Okay, so I have chopped a bit of it, so I don't want to chop too much. This is all right. So the rest I'll just roughly cut them into small pieces because I will be blending them in the food processor. So I'll just cut these into small chunks so they can fit into the food processor. Okay, so I will be blending these ones in the food processor. So first I'll just rinse off my chopping board. And then it said chopping board. So I'll rinse this off. Okay, so I usually like to add some water. So I add some water to this one and then just mix it vigorously just so I can get the slimy texture out of the chopped okra. If you don't like it too slimy, then you don't need to do this. Oops. But I like to do this. So it gives it that really viscous texture. I'll set this aside. Then I think I should maybe just do the vegetables first before I start the blending process. So let's wash these ones. That way when I'm blending, I can blend the onions and peppers as well. So let's wash these ones. So let's cut open our pepper. So this is just normal bell red pepper, sweet pepper, so it's not spicy. I use it to add some color to the soup. And it also has a hint of sweetness to it as well. So okay, so I'll just chop this one roughly as well, because we will be blending in in the food processor. I'll be blending it in the processor as well. I've got one Scotch bonnet or habanero spicy pepper here, and then I've got 1 clove of garlic. So this soup is really easy to make and cooks in very little time. So as soon as I finish with my ingredient prep, literally all you have to do is to it's like a easy one pot dish. So you just add everything to the pot. If you want, you could fry some onions just to add extra flavor. But if you just want to make it one pot dish, it's great as well. So that's our vegetables sorted. And next comes the smoked tofu. So this is smoked tofu. If you're in the UK, I get this from Aldi. And it's basically tofu, but it's smoked. So it gives you that extra umami flavor to your dishes. And it's vegetarian as well, or vegan as well. So if you would like to explore it, yeah, you just check it out. It's in Aldi. I get this from Aldi. Okay. Let's just rinse out our chopping board. Yeah, so I love to use this tofu because it has that smoked flavor, smoky flavor to it. And you can see how the color is. So it's smoked and then the inside is still white. So what I will do is to normally, or sometimes I would just cut it into cubes, but I also like to get some texture in. So I like to use my fingers to just break them apart, because that would create these ridges you have on there, so which would sort of help you absorb more flavor. But it's okay if you want to just cut it into squares as well. It's great as well. But I find that this helps it absorb more flavor. So I tend to use my fingers to just break it into chunks. And you can always break it into your preferred size of chunks. If you want it too chunky, then you break it in that size. If you want it smaller, you do that as well. Then the last piece. Okay, and I think the last thing before we head over to blending would be our, I've got some dried fish here. So this is the dried fish I'm using. And let's dry the chopping board. So this dried fish, I'll show you how I remove the scales, the head and the other parts. And I like to either just blend this, or if I want some extra texture, I could just use the chunks and when I break them off. So I get this fish from the African shop. We cooked with this fish a lot when I was growing up, so when I find it in the African shops, I buy it as well. I don't know the name. I'm not sure of the name. But yeah, we know it as dried fish, so that's why I'll call it dried fish. And then it's got bones as well, so if you're using it, you have to be very careful so you don't get yourself hurt. So it's a good thing I haven't used the food processor yet, because I think I might want to blend this first. So the thing with dried fish is if you blend it in a sort of a wet blender, you might struggle to blend. But if you use a dry blender, it would blend more smoothly. So I could use a blender as well if I want it to turn into powder. But let's see how it goes with the food processor. Ouch. Those are the bones I was telling you about. It's got like really sharp, spiky bones. Okay, let me set up my food processor. So let's blend the fish now. Sorry about the sound, it's quite loud. Is there a way I could mute this just in case it's too loud? Yeah. So it's got a rough blend to it, but I think I want it smoother. So this is where the blender might come in handy. But let's set that aside for now and just prep the other ingredients. I might do this last just to get other things going. So I'll use the blender because it's got some bones in it and, you know, just to be on the safe side. So let's blend the peppers and onions. Okay. So I want this to be a bit more blended, so let's just give it a bit more blending. I think the blades of my food processor is feeling a bit blunt because normally by the second or third pulse this would literally just blend into a paste, but I don't know what's happening today. It's not blending the way I would want it to, because see all that texture, and this is a soup, so I guess our blender would have to come in here now because so let me show you the texture. So see how chunky it is. Yeah, I think we'll just use the blender. So we'll start off with the fish just to make sure we sort that one out first. So this is my blender. I don't know if my food processor is blunt because it's weird that it's not blending, but let's see. Okay, let me mute it so it's not too loud. Okay, so we've blended that. So this is what it looks like. So we'll just, so you can see the fish is now sort of into a powder. Let's blend the peppers and onions. So for this one, I'll add a little water because it's a blender. So yes, that is blended now. That's smooth. Since we are using the blender, I might as well just use it for the okra as well, since because I don't want to get the food processor again. So let's just blend it here. So I added some water to the blender, and I'll add the okra into that. Okay. So we're going to blend this one too. So that is done as well. So you can see our ingredients for the soup. I have to go in the next 20 minutes, so let's see if I'll finish on time. Let's see. So that's the blended okra. You can see the texture. Let me show you. Yeah, so that's the okra. That's the texture that it has. It has a very viscous texture. So this is what I think I'll do because I'm really short of time. Oh, I haven't shown you this. So this is iru or locust bean, and it's very proteinous, and it has like an umami taste to it, umami flavor, and I use it as well. We use it a lot in African soups, Nigerian soups. So I'll just wash this off and add it to the pot. So I'll wash this. So Let's make this one. So you want to wash it because it sometimes has a lot of sand and dirt in it. So you want to get those out. So you want to wash it thoroughly because sometimes there might be dust, dirt or sand or just little stones in there. Okay, I think that's pretty clean, I would say. So let's add that to the pan. Let's add that to the pan. Okay, we'll add the iru. I'm literally racing with time because I would love to show you the finished product, but let's see how it goes. If I'm not able to finish on time to show you, I'll probably just take a picture and post it in the community notes. But let's see how it goes. Hopefully I can finish on time. So I'll add the iru, I'll add the smoked tofu, and then I'll add the mixed pepper. So let's add some water just to dissolve that. So just add a little water for cooking. Now typically, sometimes you could also, fry the pepper mixture for extra flavor, but if you want a quick dish like I'm trying to create right now, then this would do. It would still be as flavorful. It's just a different method, really. So let's keep the dried fish aside. So I've got some palm oil here. I'll add a little bit of that, about 1 tablespoon, because we've already got the red pepper. So I'll take this over to the stove top so it boils, and then I'll show you, I'll add the rest to it. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this live. Thank you for taking your time out to join me on this live today. So I've got some bouillon cube and some salt, which I will add to the pan now. Let's add the bouillon cube. So I'm just doing some cleanup behind the scenes, and we're waiting for the mixture to boil so we can add our white fish and then the okra. Okay, I think I can take you over to the stove top now, just so you can see. Let's head over to the stove top so you can see. Okay. So you can see it's boiling, the mixture is boiling. So at this point, we can add our fish powder. Then let's add the white fish. So this fish cooks really quickly, the white fish. So if you don't want it to break apart so much, I actually might just take it off, and you can see it's just breaking apart. It cooks really quickly. So if you want it broken, then that's fine, but if you want to have some chunks of it, then you can bring it out when it boils, it comes to a boil. Then now we'll add the chopped okra. So you can see the viscous texture I was telling you about. So this goes really well with gari, which is like cassava flakes, fried cassava flakes, made with hot water or made in hot water, so it forms like a paste. And then it also goes with fufu, which is also cassava, a cassava derivative as well, but it's fermented. And it also can go with rice, because I have mine with rice. If you are on this channel by now, you've probably heard me say it a million times how much I love rice. So everything goes with rice. And this goes with rice as well. So it's a very versatile soup. Can go with rice, can go with gari, fufu, pounded yam, amala. These are sort of Nigerian starches. So for those in the West here, I'd say it's very similar to, not the same though, but similar to how you have mashed potatoes. Yeah, that's the closest I could come to. But it's definitely, these textures are definitely harder than mashed potatoes, so you're able to form lumps with them and then dip them in the soup. So that's how traditionally these are eaten. So yeah, that's it. So I just want this to come to a boil because they are chopped, so just for them to come to a quick boil. Then I'll add the blended okra and will be done. So I told you it wouldn't take too long, right? I told you it's a really quick dish to put together as long as you have all your ingredients, which is why getting your ingredients prepped before you start cooking is really good, because as soon as you have them all prepped, you can literally make really good dishes in very little time. So that has come to a boil. Now we will add the blended okra. So if you want to add some meat to this, that would usually be the first thing you start off with. So you boil your meat till it softens, and then you add it, just like I added the tofu to this dish. So doesn't that look good already? I'm really happy I was able to finish it on this live, because I wanted to show you the finished product and what it looks like. I will also make some garis just so I can show you how that looks like if you haven't had it before. So if you're just joining the live, this is okra soup, and that is what I'm making with some smoked tofu and some fish. So I'd like to taste for salt now, just to see if I need to add some more salt. Okay, I'll just add a little salt, just a little bit. Now, because I like it spicy, I will add a little bit of crushed chili. If you don't like it spicy, please don't add as much as I am adding, but I'll add a little bit. Oops. So as that cooks, I am just making the gari at the background here. Let me see if I can show you. So this is the gari. So I've just made it with hot water and just mixing it together. So this is made from cassava, dried cassava. Then you rehydrate it with hot water and then it forms this paste, this whitish paste here. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Oh, that's hot. Okay, so I'll set it aside and let's dish the soup. So I think this is ready now. You can turn down the heat. You can see that texture, that viscous texture. So thank you so much for joining me on this live. I'm really happy we were able to finish on time. I was worried we weren't going to finish on time. Oh, I should add the fish back. So let's add the fish back. But this is already cooked, so I just want it to still have its shape. So this is what this soup looks like. I think I'll take it over to the table now and show you the dish in full. But this is what it looks like. Let's head over to our tabletop. And voila! This is our soup. And this is the gari I was telling you about, which is the cassava that it goes with. So have you tried this before? Let me know. Have you tried this soup or a variation of this soup? Because I know people have different ways that they cook okra soup. But this is how I would make mine. So have you tried this before? Let me know. So let's just have a close-up of that soup. So typically you would use your fingers, take the gari and then dip into the soup. But let me just show you a close-up of the soup and the texture I was telling you about. So you can see the viscous texture. So this is a very hearty soup. It goes really well with gari. It goes really well with rice. So if you're a rice lover like I am, this would go really well with rice, like a sauce on the side of your rice dish. And we've got the smoked tofu here, and then we've got the white fish, and of course we have the blended fish, which I added to the soup when it was cooking. So ouch, that's hot. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Let me have a first taste of this. Let's have a taste. So this is our first taste of the soup today. So good. Thank you for joining me. I have to go now. Literally, I have to go. Thanks again, and I hope to see you on the channel. And I hope you get to check out other recipe videos on the channel. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And take care of yourselves. And take care. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Bye.